If you're looking for the best freshwater rods, here's a list you must see. We made this list based on our personal preferences, sorted it based on their features, prices, quality, durability, and reputation of the manufacturers and customer feedback. Also, we've included options for every type of customer. So let's get started. At the first position of our list, we have Daiwa Megaforce Tele Spin. You have to go the far lengths at times to find fish, so having a rod that travels well pays off. We found that is exactly where the Daiwa Megaforce Telescopic shines. This fishing rod stored down to a minimum size of 1 and extends all the way up to a 6/8 rod, quickly assembled and ready for action or broken down in just a few seconds. It has a great, sensitive feel for a telescoping rod, and we had little trouble sensing the lure in the water and detecting bites. The rod was excellent when casting, going farther than other rods with each cast, something we appreciated when chasing after fish that jumped nearby. The only real complaint we have about this rod is its lack of features. While it covered all the basics, it didn't have some of the other rod's unique features, like hook holders. Overall though, if you want a highly portable rod that casts well, look no further than the Daiwa Megaforce Telescopic rod. Moving on to the next at number 2 with PLUSINNO 2-piece spinning rod. If you want a rod that can do it all without breaking the bank, check out the PLUSINNO 2-piece spinning. This rod lacks some of the portability found in our favorite models, but it makes up for this with balance and features. The ergonomic cork handle was one of our favorites and made all-day fishing a breeze. Speaking of the handle, this rod features an excellent reel seat that kept the reel locked in tightly. It was also a great casting rod, with the line running smoothly through the guides on every cast. We do have some minor complaints, though. While it held up well during our testing, the lightweight materials may not be as durable as some of the other rods we tested, so you may have to be a little more careful when handling this one. It also doesn't pack down as small as we prefer. But if these issues aren't enough to deter you from saving some cash, we recommend picking up the PLUSINNO 2-piece spinning rod at a low price for a great product. The number 3 position is held by Stik Elite Spinning Fishing Rod. If you need a well-built, lightweight fishing rod that's easy to tow to your favorite fishing hole, look no further than the Stik Elite. Don't let its small size fool you. It's perfectly strong and has impressive fighting power, which was proven on several occasions when we hauled in fish that were seemingly too big for this rod. This ugly stick was also versatile when it came to fishing styles, whether it be dropping a hook with a worm on it or just casting with a lure. It was also one of the best when it came to balancing, sitting comfortably in our hands all day long. Although the upsides were plentiful, there were a few downsides to consider. This rod is on the small side, so the casting distance takes a hit. This is to be expected due to the rod size, but it's still something to think about if most of your fishing involves casting. It also has a fairly short handle, which made two-handed use a little more difficult. Overall, this rod was a pleasure to use. So, if you need a small rod that can handle the rigors of everyday fishing, you might want to give the Stik Elite a try. Next at number 4 we have KastKing Blackhawk Roman 2 Telescopic. When it comes to versatility, the KastKing Blackhawk Roman 2 Telescopic rod is about as multi-purpose as you could get. It is equally adept at fishing from the lakeshore as it is from an ocean jetty, which we did on several occasions on the same day. It also provided plenty of sensitivity, so we could really feel what was going on in the water. And being that it's telescopic, transporting it was also exceptionally easy. In its travel state, it was a compact one, and this proved especially beneficial when hiking out to a few secret spots. For one, we had an issue with the glass tip. It broke after a few uses, and we had to order another one. We didn't have any problems with the second rod, so we'll chalk it up to getting a lemon, but it's something to consider. The number 5 position is held by Cadence Fishing CR5 Spinning Rod. If you spend a lot of time fishing in streams and rivers, the Cadence Fishing CR5 may be the perfect choice for you. It provided accurate casts, so we could consistently hit that hole the fish were hiding in. Its construction was also impressive. And regarding sensitivity, this rod was one of the best, consistently letting us detect the smallest bites and set the hook with ease. This rod did have some drawbacks, though. For one, it was almost too light. So, depending on what reel you use, the balance can be thrown off. Another issue was its versatility. It was really only made for fishing streams and rivers, so if you're looking for a rod that can do it all, this isn't it. With all that said, the Cadence Fishing CR5 is excellent at what it's built to do and will do well in those situations. Finally, the number 6 position is dominated by Sougayilang telescopic fishing rod. If you are familiar with telescopic rods, you know there can be some drawbacks. They tend to be stiffer and less sensitive, telescoping components are more prone to breaking, not as balanced, etc. Unfortunately, the Sougayilang telescopic had all of these negative characteristics, plus several unique issues that we didn't find in any other rods we tested. One of the most apparent was the size of its guides. They were far too small for a rod of this length and hindered casting. We also had an issue with the reel seat, which on several occasions loosened to the point where the reel almost came off. We also noticed the construction of this rod seemed subpar. Nothing broke while testing, but it didn't feel like a rod that would stand the test of time. One of the only advantages this rod had was its extremely compact size. It was only one for in its travel state. With all its downsides, we feel you're better off buying another rod. And while it worked adequately during our test, its negatives became more apparent the longer we fished with it. Our testers recommend spending your money on a different fishing rod. That's all for today. We upload fishing product review videos every single day. So, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for the upcoming video notification.